and welcome to Module 12 of That's English. I'm Samantha, and this is my baby.
And I'm Kieran. Congratulations, Samantha. You're looking great.
Thanks, Kieran.
Now, I need a little help with my crossword. Something my mind, 7 letters, meaning to forget.
Slipped, as in it slipped my mind?
That's right. Doing crosswords is a good way to prevent short-term memory loss, as you'll see in today's programme.
In the video, Mr. and Mrs. Dalton visit the doctor because Mr. Dalton is getting a bit forgetful.
As you watch, answer this question. What examples does Mr. Dalton give to show he's forgetful?
Now, where did I put it?
Have you lost something, dear?
I can't find it. I must have forgotten to pick it up. Why didn't you remind me about it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, the card thing. What's it called? Oh, my mind's gone blank.
Do you mean your bus pass?
Oh.
Sorry, I was about to tell you I'd picked it up, but you insisted on leaving in such a hurry it slipped my mind.
Thank goodness for that. Honestly, I used to have such a good memory, but lately it seems to have got worse. OK. Panic over. Let's go. We don't want to be late. Our appointment's at 9 a.m.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Karen.
Sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush. I forgot to pick up my mobile phone when I left the house. I had to go back for it, then I couldn't remember where I'd put it.
We understand, Karen. We've just had a very similar experience with a bus pass. A bit of a senior moment.
With me, it's more to do with stress, I think. Deadlines, moving house, you know.
Well, at least you didn't have to move far. We are so pleased you're still living nearby. Now, Mr. D's got to get to the doctor's. We'll see you later. You're coming round for a drink this evening, remember?
Of course I remember. I was just going to mention it. 7 o'clock, right?
7:45.
Lovely. See you later.
Well, for a man of your age, you're in very good shape, Mr. Dalton. Really nothing to worry about physically. See you again in 6 months' time. Is there something else worrying you?
Well, recently I've started forgetting little things. Last Wednesday I was watering the plants. My wife told me to come in for a cup of tea and cake, and I completely forgot to turn the hosepipe off. I've never done that before.
Then just a couple of days ago, you won't believe what happened.
I'd promised to pop out and buy some milk, but I got to the shop and I hadn't the faintest idea what I'd gone there for.
He came back with a bunch of flowers, and he'd left his keys in the front door.
I'm afraid minor short-term memory loss is just part of the ageing process. But there are lots of things you can do. Try writing things down as reminders or memory aids. Do the crossword or Sudoku. Try and connect dates with places.
I can help you with all that, love.
I'll write down a few ideas and also a book I'd really recommend. Now, if I can just remember where I put my pen. Oh, you know, ageing is not the only thing that affects memory. Forgetfulness can also be a sign of stress. We've been rather busy lately. Ah, there you are.
Did you answer the question? What examples does Mr. Dalton give to show he's forgetful?
Last Wednesday I was watering the plants. My wife told me to come in for a cup of tea and cake, and I completely forgot to turn the hosepipe off. I'd promised to pop out and buy some milk, but I got to the shop and I hadn't the faintest idea what I'd gone there for.
He forgot to turn the hosepipe off, and he forgot why he'd gone to the shop.
In the video, we heard people express intentions in the past.
They use different expressions, such as about to and going to.
Sorry, I was about to tell you I'd picked it up.
Of course I remember. I was just going to mention it.
We also use verbs like mean to, intend to, want to, or plan to express past intentions. For example, I had planned to finish my crossword before the programme started.
Did you notice some of the expressions used to talk about memory loss?
You know, the card thing. What's it called? Oh, my mind's gone blank.
But you insisted on leaving in such a hurry, it slipped my mind.
We've just had a very similar experience with a bus pass. A bit of a senior moment.
Can you remember what you had for dinner last night?
No. My mind's gone blank. Can you?
No, it's completely slipped my mind.
Oh dear, I think we're both having a senior moment.
In the second part of the video, Mrs. Dalton tells Karen about some bonds or certificates of investments that they have.
As you watch, answer this question. Why is Mrs. Dalton worried about the bonds?
How long have we lived here? 50 years, isn't it? I still remember moving in. It feels like yesterday. We just got married and we hardly had a penny to our name.
You're right. It doesn't seem that long ago. We were poor, but we were happy.
Do you remember those two sisters who lived here?
They lived further down at number 45. I have vivid memories of their dog. It reminded me of a werewolf.
Are you sure?
I know you think I might be losing my marbles, but I can clearly remember the man who lived here. He used to play the trumpet.
Oh, yes. He was very good, as I recall.
Yes, he became a professional jazz trumpeter. We've still got one of his records in the house somewhere.
That's right. I found it the other day and I was going to put it on, but then I remembered we'd thrown our old record player away.
The reason I remember him so vividly is that he used to sleep all day and then practice at night. The neighbours were furious.
Stop making that bloody noise, or else I'll call the police!
So I don't think the neighbours were sorry when he left. Come on, we better hurry, otherwise we'll be late. Karen will be here in a minute. You've been getting rather forgetful, haven't you?
Have I? Why'd you say that?
You see, he can't even remember that, and we asked the doctor about it only this morning.
Oh dear. Do you think it could be dementia?
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Your faces were a picture. Dementia. Now, let's show Karen the book we got on improving your memory. The doctor recommended it.
While you're both looking at that, there's something I need to find. We've got some old bonds we bought years ago and they've just matured. So we need to take the certificates to the bank tomorrow. They're worth quite a lot of money. Now then, we put them in a safe place. Otherwise, they might have been thrown out by mistake. The problem is, I can't remember where I put them. I'm as bad as Mr. D.
It happens to us all. The other day, I thought I'd lost my passport. I looked for it everywhere. And do you know what? It was in my rucksack from the last time I used it.
We need to find them, or else we can't cash them in.
I think I know where they are. Now then, 2 shelves down and 7 books across. Ta-da! Here we are. Mrs. D persuaded me to buy these on my 27th birthday. 2 down, 7 across, 27. You'd forgotten, hadn't you?
Yes.
The Daltons had some unusual neighbours. A dog that looked like a werewolf and a trumpeter.
Let's look at the question. Why is Mrs. Dalton worried about the bonds?
We've got some old bonds we bought years ago and they've just matured. So we need to take the certificates to the bank tomorrow. The problem is, I can't remember where I put them.
The Daltons' bonds have matured and she can't remember where she put them.
Then, Mr. Dalton used his 27th birthday to find the bonds. He'd hidden them 2 shelves down and 7 books across.
Notice that Mrs. Dalton used otherwise and or else to express a negative consequence.
Come on, we better hurry, otherwise we'll be late. We need to find them, or else we can't cash them in.
I must remember my wife's birthday, otherwise she'll be upset.
I mustn't forget to pay my phone bill or else they'll cut me off.
Mr. and Mrs. Dalton used some expressions to reminisce about their past.
I still remember moving in, it feels like yesterday.
You're right. It doesn't seem that long ago.
I can clearly remember the first time I came to London. It feels like yesterday.
Now it's time to head over to the USA and hear from people in the street.
Sounds and smells are a powerful way to evoke memories. So we asked people, what kind of music, smells or taste bring back memories for you?
I actually went to culinary school for a while, so a lot of those smells like making soup bring back a lot of memories of that whole experience. Good and bad.
My father used to listen to a lot of old blues guitar records, so whenever I hear some of that music, it reminds me of my father.
I think that when I hear gospel music, it makes me think about church when I was little in Alabama. I used to stay there with my grandmother, and we used to listen to a lot of gospel music.
A smell that brings back memories to me is sweet potato pie, because when I was younger, my grandma used to cook that all the time.
I can connect certain memories in my mind with certain songs, and it takes me directly back to certain times in my life. I can't say which songs exactly, there's a lot of them, but there's times where I hear a song and it takes me straight back to a moment I had 8 years ago.
The smell that brings back memories is campfires. We gather around whenever it's warm enough outside, and it sticks to your clothing, and when you get a whiff of that smell, it just brings back to friends gathered around having an excellent time.
Well, I always love the smell of winter, you know, when it gets cold and when the first snow falls. It's really a kind of a nostalgic smell to me, because I remember all the days that I spent going snowball fighting and stuff with my parents.
Probably my favorite smell would be probably lavender, because it's my favorite flower since I was really little, and I was in my grandma's garden when she showed me lavender flower.
The smell of a campfire brings back memories for Victor.
Borislav said the smell of winter is a nostalgic smell, so it makes him think of good memories from the past. Which music or smells make you nostalgic?
Oh, Christmas carols, songs always remind me of Christmas as a child.
Me too. Well, that's all we have time for today.
Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.